Did you know that over 50% of men over 60 already have an enlarged prostate, and many don't even realize it? It's true. And what's even more alarming is that there's a common habit present in the daily lives of millions of men worldwide that's silently fueling this growth. A habit that seems harmless but could be compromising your health, your quality of life, and even your independence. In this video, as a physician specializing in men's health, I need to issue a serious warning. If you're 60 or older, this content is especially for you. We'll discuss clearly and directly what's happening to your prostate, the signs you can't ignore, and, most importantly, the habit that might be accelerating this problem without you even realizing it. Stay until the end because the information you'll hear could prevent future complications and even unnecessary surgeries. If you value your health, your independence, and want to continue living well, take this moment to care for yourself. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with other men in your family. Together, we can change the course of men's health. Now, let's get to the first essential point. The prostate is a small gland, about the size of a walnut, located just below the bladder. It's part of the male reproductive system and has an important function, producing part of the seminal fluid, which carries sperm. Over the years, it's natural for this gland to undergo changes. The problem is that, starting around age 50 or 60, it begins to enlarge in many men, a process called benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, or simply an enlarged prostate. But why does this happen? One of the main reasons is aging and hormonal imbalances, particularly in testosterone and estrogen levels. This causes prostate cells to multiply uncontrollably, increasing the gland size. And while this growth is common, it's not normal when it causes symptoms, and it can directly interfere with your bladder, your sleep, and even your intimate life. Benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, is the medical term for non-cancerous prostate growth. Though it's not a malignant tumor, it can cause many issues, especially for men over 60. As the prostate grows, it begins to compress the urethra, the tube through which urine passes. Imagine a hose being squeezed from the inside. The flow weakens, the effort to urinate increases, and problems start to arise. Have you ever felt like you need to strain to urinate? Or do you wake up multiple times at night to go to the bathroom? Do you feel like you never fully empty your bladder? This could be BPH. Over time, this condition interferes with your sleep, daily comfort, and even your freedom. Many men stop leaving home out of fear of not finding a nearby restroom. Others feel embarrassed by frequent urination. And the most concerning part? Many accept this as a natural part of aging, when in reality, it's a condition that can, and should, be monitored by a doctor. Now, let's talk about the symptoms that should never be ignored. Some may seem harmless, but they hide serious risks. If you're a man over 60, pay close attention to the signals your body may be sending. Some symptoms of an enlarged prostate may seem like minor annoyances, but they're actually important warnings. Here are the key symptoms of benign prostatic hyperplasia that should never be ignored. Difficulty starting to urinate, even with a full bladder. Weak or interrupted urine stream. Feeling like the bladder never fully empties. Increased urinary frequency, especially at night. Urgency to urinate, with difficulty holding it. Dribbling at the end of urination. In some cases, blood in the urine. These signs indicate that the prostate is pressing on the urethra, and this can lead to consequences like repeated urinary infections, bladder stones, and even kidney damage if left untreated. Unfortunately, many men ignore these symptoms out of shame or because they believe it's just part of aging. This is a serious mistake. Your body is asking for help. And the sooner you understand this, the better your chances of resolving the issue without invasive procedures. Now, let's understand what male hormones, especially testosterone, have to do with all of this. What happens to these hormones after 60? Testosterone, the primary male hormone, plays a crucial role in prostate development and function. During youth, it keeps this gland working well. But as the years pass, hormonal balance begins to shift. After 50 or 60, testosterone levels in the blood typically decline slowly, what many call andropause. But what few people know is that some of this testosterone is converted into another hormone, dihydrotestosterone, DHT. And that's where the problem begins. DHT has a much stronger effect on the prostate. It acts like fertilizer, stimulating prostate cells to multiply rapidly. The result? The gland starts growing beyond normal. Additionally, estrogen, a hormone usually associated with women, also increases proportionally in men as they age. And yes, it also influences prostate growth. In other words, aging creates a silent hormonal imbalance where lower active testosterone and higher DHT and estrogen levels promote prostatic hyperplasia. These changes don't cause pain. They happen gradually, without warning. But the consequences, as we've seen, are very real. In the next chapter, we'll reveal the common and dangerous habit that further contributes to this hormonal process and prostate growth. We've reached the critical point of this video, the silent habit that's accelerating prostate growth in millions of men worldwide. And that habit is sitting for long periods with little movement during the day. Yes, a sedentary lifestyle, simply sitting for hours, whether watching TV, driving, or even reading for too long without breaks, is directly linked to prostate enlargement. But how does this happen? When you stay inactive for too long, circulation in the pelvic region decreases. This affects oxygen supply to prostate tissues, promotes chronic inflammation, and disrupts local hormonal balance. Moreover, abdominal fat accumulation, very common in sedentary individuals, increases the conversion of testosterone into estrogen and DHT, the hormones that, as we've seen, fuel prostate growth. The male body is meant to move. A sedentary lifestyle not only harms the heart, lungs, and brain but also directly damages the prostate, accelerating hyperplasia and worsening urinary symptoms. And the most concerning part? This habit is becoming increasingly common among older adults, especially after 60. Sedentary behavior doesn't cause immediate pain. It doesn't show obvious signs in the first few months. And that's precisely why it's so dangerous, especially for those over 60. When you sit for several hours a day, your body enters a state of metabolic inactivity. This means blood circulation slows down, even in the pelvic region where the prostate is located. Over time, poor circulation reduces oxygen and nutrient supply to prostate tissues. The environment becomes favorable for low-grade chronic inflammation, a key factor in prostate growth. Additionally, a sedentary lifestyle leads to abdominal fat accumulation, and this fat isn't just an aesthetic concern. It acts as a hormonal factory, increasing estrogen production and accelerating the conversion of testosterone into DHT, as we've already explained. The result is a silent, destructive cycle: more abdominal fat, more estrogen, more DHT, more inflammation, and consequently, a larger prostate and worse urinary symptoms. And all of this happens even in men who believe they're healthy simply because they don't feel pain. The good news? This situation is reversible, but it requires awareness and habit changes. The link between a sedentary lifestyle and prostate growth isn't just a clinical hypothesis. It's backed by multiple international scientific studies. A study published in the Journal of Urology analyzed over 30,000 men over 60 and concluded that those with sedentary lifestyles had a significantly higher risk of developing benign prostatic hyperplasia. The risk increased proportionally to the number of hours spent sitting per day. Another study by Harvard Medical School found that men who engaged in moderate physical activity, such as regular walking, had a 25% lower chance of experiencing severe urinary symptoms caused by an enlarged prostate. Meanwhile, research from the University of Maryland showed that light exercise for just 30 minutes daily helped reduce circulating DHT levels, directly linked to prostate growth. These findings make it clear: physical inactivity isn't neutral. It harms the prostate and promotes complications. This isn't about hitting the gym or running marathons. It's about keeping the body moving regularly to maintain circulation, balanced hormones, and overall health. In the next chapter, we'll explore other risk factors that, combined with a sedentary lifestyle, make the situation even more dangerous. Besides inactivity, there are other silent factors that increase the risk of prostate growth after 60, and when combined, they make the problem even worse. Here are the main ones. Diet high in saturated fats and processed foods. A diet heavy in fatty red meats, processed meats, fried foods, and industrial products promotes inflammation and hormonal imbalance. These foods increase estrogen and reduce testosterone, creating the perfect scenario for prostate growth. Abdominal obesity, belly fat is especially active in producing hormones that fuel hyperplasia. The larger the waist circumference, the higher the prostate risk. Excessive alcohol consumption. Alcohol, especially in excess and frequently, overloads the liver, the organ responsible for metabolizing hormones. When the liver isn't functioning well, DHT and estrogen levels rise. Smoking, cigarettes impair circulation, reduce tissue oxygenation, and worsen inflammatory processes, including in the prostate. Family history. If fathers, brothers, or grandfathers had prostate issues, the risk is naturally higher. But this isn't a sentence, just a reminder to take even better care of your health. These factors, combined with natural aging and inactivity, create an ideal environment for hyperplasia to progress. Your diet may be contributing, day after day, to your prostate enlargement. Many men consume certain foods without realizing they stimulate inflammation and disrupt the hormones involved in prostate growth. Here are the main foods to avoid or consume in extreme moderation. Processed and cured meats, ham, sausage, bacon, salami. These are high in saturated fats and contain chemical additives that inflame the body. Whole milk and yellow cheeses. Excessive consumption of high-fat dairy has been linked to higher DHT levels and prostate enlargement. Switching to low-fat or plant-based options may help. Refined oils and fried foods, soybean oil, corn oil, and other refined vegetable oils harm hormonal health and increase inflammatory markers. Excess sugar, sweets, sodas, and processed foods disrupt metabolism, increase insulin resistance, and worsen prostate health. Excessive alcohol. Besides affecting the liver and hormones, alcohol promotes abdominal fat accumulation, which we've seen is a worsening factor. These foods don't cause immediate problems, but their continuous consumption silently fuels inflammation and hormonal imbalance that enlarge the prostate. Next, we'll go in the opposite direction. Which foods help protect and even reduce prostate size? If some foods encourage prostate growth, others have the power to protect it and even help shrink it when combined with healthy habits. Here are the top allies for prostate health. Cooked tomatoes, rich in lycopene, a powerful antioxidant. Tomatoes are one of the most studied foods for prostate health. Heat enhances lycopene's effects, so natural sauces are an excellent choice. Broccoli and cruciferous vegetables. Include broccoli, cauliflower, kale, and cabbage in your diet. They contain compounds that help balance hormones and reduce the risk of hyperplasia and prostate cancer. Pumpkin seeds, packed with zinc and phytosterols. These help reduce inflammation and support prostate function. A handful a day is enough. Green tea, with antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties, green tea aids hormonal regulation and protects prostate tissue. Avoid drinking it at night to prevent sleep disruption. Omega-3 rich fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel. Omega-3 fatty acids combat chronic inflammation and improve pelvic circulation. Beyond diet, staying hydrated, avoiding excess salt, and engaging in light to moderate daily exercise are essential. These foods and habits aren't miracles, but together, they create a more balanced internal environment, less prone to prostate growth. Even with obvious symptoms, many men make mistakes that worsen their prostate issues, often due to misinformation or pride. And these mistakes are more common than you'd think. Here are the biggest ones. Delaying doctor visits. Some men experience urinary discomfort, wake up multiple times at night, yet still avoid seeing a urologist. This delay can allow hyperplasia to progress silently. Self-medicating with supplements or herbs without guidance. Natural products can help, but only with professional supervision. Taking anything without advice can mask symptoms or even disrupt hormones. Drinking less water to reduce bathroom trips. This seems helpful short-term but worsens the problem. Concentrated urine irritates the bladder and increases infection risk. Ignoring changes in urine flow. Many think it's normal to lose urinary strength with age. But this is a direct sign of urethral compression and needs evaluation. Stopping treatments prematurely. Men who start medication and quit on their own may worsen their condition, creating resistance to future treatments. Avoiding these mistakes can make the difference between controlling prostate growth and letting it progress to surgery. You've heard a lot in this video, and you might be wondering, where do I start? The answer is simple. Start now with whatever is within your reach. Get up from your chair, drink a glass of water, take a walk around the house, and, above all, realize that you're in control of your health. If you've made it this far, congratulations. It shows you care about your body, your independence, and your longevity. And more than that, you have the courage to face the truth. An enlarged prostate isn't just a nighttime nuisance. It can compromise your mobility, sleep, intimacy, and freedom. What starts as a weak urine stream can lead to invasive surgeries, catheters, and hospitalizations, if ignored for too long. And the biggest villain, as you've seen, is often part of daily life, sitting for hours with little movement, silently fueling a hormonal and inflammatory process that accelerates prostate growth. But you've also seen that action is possible, and it starts now. With small daily changes, balanced eating, light and consistent movement, regular checkups, and most importantly, reliable information. If you understand that inactivity, poor diet, and lack of medical follow-up are silent enemies, then you're already a step ahead of millions of men still in the dark. And now, I make an appeal, as a doctor, but also as someone who cares about you. Don't keep this knowledge to yourself. Share this video with your sons, brothers, longtime friends. Start conversations about health with those you love. You could save lives, including your own. And remember, on this channel, you'll find trustworthy information explained with respect, clarity, and a commitment to your quality of life. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and join the conversation. What step will you take starting today? You're not alone. We're in this journey together, for men's health, independence, and well-being at every stage of life. Thank you for watching. Take care, and see you in the next video.